Diamonds look like juicy fruit. Ballot yellow basil. And colors. Diamonds look like juicy fruit. Brand new, like a Rod Wills or except the con like lake. Chatty. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Oh shit. Chat, what's going on? Hold on, chat. Give me 1 second. Fuck. That is. Chat, what's good? What y'all on this morning, man? You already know what time it is, man. We tapped in, locked in. Hope everybody feeling good this morning. Hope y'all on y'all shit. I just got back from the store. I still ride around the hood with the push icy on. Don't judge me. I still ride around the hood with the shiesty on. You know what I mean? I still be in the hood with the shiesty on, man. Don't judge me. Chat, what's going on, man? It's tap in. Um, it's a beautiful morning. Shout out to the collective. Shout out to the souls. Yo, waking up and realizing that you have all the power that they said that you didn't have, man. Waking up and realizing that life is a choice. When you realize that life is a choice, you start to love the way that you live, man. That's why they call it lifestyles, bro. You know, a lot of us gotta understand in this life shit, man, that certain shit come with certain shit. And I'm gonna say this every day until people understand it. Yo, youngin, anybody that's young out there looking, my YNs, whoever, right? Choose your lifestyle wisely, bro. The shit that come with this lifestyle. All the shit that's being glorified, y'all see where it's leading niggas, right? Even niggas touch these M's. Think about all the rap niggas that done touch M's and now they pushing up daisies and they can't do shit with the sacrifices or the money that they made. Think of all the rap niggas sitting in the jail cell right now and they got money. See what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be choosing these lifestyles thinking that it's gonna lead you to money. Well, I assure you, bro, you don't gotta be on bullshit to get no money, bro. This shit easy to get, bro. You ain't gotta be out here risking it for no paper, bro. Know what I'm saying? This shit ain't nothing but energy, right? Shit ain't nothing but energy, chat. So let's tap in, man. Shout out to everybody. Man, yo, I'm enemy number one, bro. I make this shit look real good, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that make this spiritual or awakened shit look weird. You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't like me, bro. Cause I'm still the same nigga that I've always been my whole life. Yo, shout out to the collective, man. Welcome in. You already know what time it is. Today, we're breaking down NPCs, man. We're breaking down NPCs. Cause I need a lot of y'all to understand. A lot of y'all are out here dealing with NPCs on a everyday fucking basis. And you got to know how to maneuver. You got to know who's an NPC. I want you to be able to see this because NPCs in your life, the purpose of them being in your life is a few different purposes. Now, there's different levels of NPCs, and we're going to talk about all of this morning, right? Shout out to everybody that's tuning in and reporting for this live, this upgrade. Yo, I love you, man. I love you. Now, let's really tap into this, man, because this is going to make a lot of sense. You ever wonder why it seems like certain people are in your life to test you? You ever wonder why it always seems like, damn, only time my friends are around is when I'm like going through something, right? Some of y'all got people or friends who only come into your life or who only show up in your life when something's going wrong in your relationship, when something's going wrong in your finances. You got to understand why all of this connects. You got to be able to see when this reality is trying to disrupt and distract you in the form of people. Now, let's talk about this, right? NPCs. What are NPCs? What is an NPC? Now, that term stands for non-playable character. All right, this is a video game term. Now, in the real world in which we live in, the Matrix. Now, guys, let's think about this, right? You know, we talk about this all the time. Life's a simulation. 111 in the chat if you realize that life's a simulation. 111 in the chat to everybody who knows life is a simulation. Shout out to everybody in here, right? Shout out to everybody in here. Let's do this, right? Shout out to 111s in the chat to everybody who understands that, yo, this life shit, this life shit, it's a simulation, right? Now, NPCs are a big part of this simulation, chat. Right? Now, a lot of y'all don't realize it, but your parents be NPCs. You ever wonder how your granddad or your dad sat in the same chair every day for 40 years, woke up at 5 o'clock every day, went to the same exact job for 50 years and then retired? And then why you can't just do that type of shit? Why it takes real focus for you to schedule and follow a schedule all the time? Because Pops is an NPC. All right. Now, NPCs have a major role in this matrix now. All right. They are the first programming that you receive. When you come into this reality, a lot of the things that you have learned have been passed down from NPCs in your life. All right. They are the first programming that you meet. They keep the simulation stable. They give it the illusion of realness, and they are also used to keep you anchored into the matrix. Now, the one who can see who NPCs are, the one who knows who these beings are, is the winner. All right. Now, guys, before we get started, I got some things that I want to say to y'all. Right. I want to apologize to all my people that come in and watch me on a daily basis. Yesterday, I kind of lost my cool with trolls in the chat, right? And I don't like to do that, right? Um, we shouldn't react to people who is trying to steal our energy. You know, I'm not making no excuses, but sometimes, dealing with all the hate that I receive on this internet, it bothers me in my personal life, right? And you guys don't see that because it's off camera. But I just want to apologize to everybody who comes and supports and who watches this information and takes this in. I don't want to set the wrong example for people who are maybe looking for an awakening. Number two, all right, guys, do not bring the matrix programming here. All right. This is not a place of race. Yeah, I know how I look, right? But believe me, I'm only me, right? I'm from where I'm from. In this reality, environment codes behavior. You know, it just is what it is. Don't judge me for how I look and how I talk. Listen to the information. All right. Sometimes messages get delivered in ways that you wouldn't think. All right. Number two, this is not a place of religion. This is not a place of race. This is not a place of tradition. This is a place of consciousness elevation. All right. So leave all the what you've heard, what you've been taught, leave that at the door, man, and just hear me out. All right. Thirdly, last but not least, guys, if you found this live for the first time today, it is not by chance. You are tapped in, you are outside the matrix, and yeah, let's go. Now, the name of the game is energy, man. And I need you to understand how this thing rocks, right? So let's talk about the three types of souls in this reality real fast. Before we really start talking about NPCs, let's talk about the three types of souls so you can understand why this is the way that it is. I need you to realize certain people in your life are being used by entities to distract and destroy. You have to understand that. Now, guys, we in the matrix, right? 111's in the chat if you know you're in the matrix right now. 111 in the chat if you know you're in the matrix. We in the matrix for sure. What you need to understand about this matrix is it is not how it used to be. Our reality was not always flipped upside down. And what do I mean by that? This reality we live in is flipped up out that side down, right? If the masses are following it, you probably don't want to follow it. If the masses believe it, you probably don't want to believe it. Negativity is promoted at a high level. Violence is glorified. Loose sexuality is normal in this shit now, right? It wasn't always like that. Now, how did we get here? All right. First off, what you have to understand is that this reality was created for you. This reality was created for you. And who are you? You are not this human being. You are the consciousness, the soul. All right. You must understand this is not your real world. How many of you on a daily basis can see how fake this world is? How many of you are starting to see how fake this world is when you get out here in traffic? How many of you are starting to see how fake this world is when you just interact with people? You're seeing the patterns. You're seeing you can almost call what's going to happen before it happened, right? Because you are a god or a deity amongst men and women. NPCs are the real human beings. NPCs only exist in this reality. In this reality, you have to be in human form to explore or engage with the 3D physical reality. So, this avatar that you are controlling, this is only your vessel to experience 3D physical life. Now, all human beings are not souls like me and you. There are some beings who only exist because you chose to come into the matrix. There are people in your life who are only playing specific roles, and this is why they cannot elevate. This is why some people that you know, they've been doing the same shit for the last 10 years and haven't elevated. This is why mom has been working the same job. She hasn't elevated. Souls naturally evolve. You ever heard that saying, people don't change? Well, it's true. Humans do not change. They're stuck and grounded in their ways. But you have changed from who you used to be because you are not just a human being. Now, let's talk about this. What you need to understand is humans only exist in this reality. They don't exist outside of this reality. I like to talk about the Christ because I look up to him, right? The Christ told people, he said, yo, you are of this world, but me, I am not of it. You are just like the Christ. You are a soul. You are not of this world. You are here, passing through. This is not end all be all for you. All right, now let's talk about this. There's three types of souls in this reality right now. All right, I need you guys to understand where you fit at in all of these things and why NPCs are such a tool used in your life. All right. Now, how many of y'all heard of Adam and Eve before? If you ever heard of Adam and Eve, real quick before we go in, how many of y'all are new? How many new people? Me and my bitch ain't beefing no more, chat. So I ain't even mad. Like y'all, only reason y'all niggas really made me get out of my bag yesterday is because me and my girl was we had an argument like the night before. We good now, so I'm about to fly through this shit. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. I don't even give a fuck. Right? I was just really mad. You know what I'm saying? Cause I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I fucked up with my girl. So I'm good now. But anyway, chat, how many of y'all heard of Adam and Eve? 111 in the chat if you ever heard of Adam and Eve. 111 in the chat. What is so significant about Adam and Eve? The story of Adam and Eve, it says they were the first human beings. They came here, they was living in paradise. Eve ate the apple, she gave something to Adam, he ate it, and now we're in a fucked up world, right? Now we're in the world that we know it. There is some truth in that, but it's not all the way true. It's shit that's tweaked. Let's talk about them. Adam and Eve were not the first human beings, chat. They were not the first human beings. All right. If you really know the story of Adam and Eve, you understand Lilith was here. Also, she was dealing with Adam, right? There was other beings here, obviously, because the snake walked on all fours in that day when he gave her the apple. So we understand that there was a lot of shit going on Earth, even when Adam and Eve got here, right? We understand there was a lot of shit going on Earth when Adam and Eve got here. It was shit, because where the snake come from? Where his ass come from, right? So Adam and Eve were not the first human beings, right? Adam and Eve were the last humans to incarnate as full grown adults. Let's talk about this. Guys, this reality, it was created as a school or paradise for soul consciousness. This was a place where souls could come and experience physical reality and have physical interactions for the purpose of learning or just because, right? See, how many of y'all have broken free from the matrix and now you're starting to realize how much you love life? How many of you have broken free from this matrix and now you're realizing, yo, I fucking love life for real. I love this physical shit. I really love this shit. 111's in the chat if that's you. If you've broken free and you're realizing how much you actually love this life shit, 111 in the chat, right? So this was a place originally where souls, we just came because we love this shit. It's like, yo, you know what? I'm about to go incarnate, blah, 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 blah. Right? We had power. We knew what we was doing. We knew why we were here. We knew how to come in and out of this reality. We had full reign over this reality. What happened? How did we end up here? Our reality was hijacked by low vibrational entities. All right. Low vibrational entities called archons. All right. Now, what do these archons do? Where are they at? What's up with the archons? And I'm gonna do a live talking about the archons as well today. All right, we're gonna talk about the archons so you can know more about them. Now, guys, I want to assure you, this is not a message of fear. You don't have to fear the archons. Your awareness is a shield for the motherfuckers. They only can fuck with you if you have no awareness of what's going on. You are online. Your light is too bright. All right. They can't harvest you like they want to. Now, let's talk about this. Who are the archons? These are low vibrational entities who feed on loosh, who feed on fear, who feed on envy, hate, lust. They feed on your energy. They need you in a low vibration so they can feed on your energy. How do we know that this is the real sauce, chat? If we think about today, right? If you wake up and you think about shit today, what's going on in the world? Everything that comes in front of you on TV, everything that comes in front of you on this phone wants to do what? It wants to put you in a state of lust. It wants to put you in a state of envy. It wants to make you feel fear. It wants to make you feel hate. Everything that we see today, if we not actively searching or have set uh our timeline or for you page or TV at a certain frequency to watch certain things, if it pops up automatic, it's gonna be some bullshit that's trying to make you lust, trying to make you scared, trying to make you hate something, some shit like that, right? How many of y'all see that? How many of y'all be in the car sometimes and be like, God damn, why this music so fucking sexual? Why everything they saying, it's like, damn, these R&B niggas is fucking perverts. Man, these motherfucking, back in the day, when they made R&B, it wasn't, these niggas feel like sex fiends in the shit that they talking about. You know what I'm saying? They worse than the 90s nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But why do you think that shit is so over fucking sexual? It's like you just listening to a porn, right? Because, man, this reality wants you to be in fucking lust all the time, chat. Why do you think the music is so violent, so promoting destruction of me against you and shit like that? Because, bro, the archons feed on this energy. Now, when the archons hijacked our reality, what happened? Souls got trapped in a reincarnation loop. Chat, our paradise is not a paradise anymore. Our school is not a school anymore. It has become a soul reincarnation trap, a loop. All right. Now, archons hijack this reality, souls get trapped, it starts the reincarnation loop. Now, why did I bring up Adam and Eve? Because Adam and Eve, they were the last souls to do what? Incarnate as full grown adults. Adam and Eve were the last souls to incarnate as full grown adults, chat. Right? What if I told you that being a baby was because of the reincarnation loop? What stands out about babies, right? Babies, they can't do shit. They can't help themselves. They can't talk. They don't know nothing. They everything they're learning, right? You have to understand when you're seeing a baby in these times. Now, of course, it's gonna be like this now, right? Because this has been the way it's been for so long. But the baby represented the conscious wipe. All right. Every time that you reincarnate into this reality, your consciousness gets reset. That's why you come in as a baby and you don't know shit. You don't know nothing. All right. So this is something giving birth and all of that stuff. This is something that happened after the archons took over this reality. Now, this is the way it is now, right? It is what it is, but we have to have this awareness. Chat, I need you guys to understand that we are moving into times that the earth has never seen. All right? We are moving into a time that this earth hasn't seen since long, long ago. And pretty soon, a lot of you in here you would never taste death, man. I know a lot of y'all don't believe that, but in the next couple years, you're gonna start seeing people living a long, long, long time. I don't know if y'all realize it, but the age expectancy has been growing. There are people that are in their hundreds, 90s, and still in great health. We're starting to get back our understanding. Our mind has been trapping us. Chat, this reality is not real. Now, let's talk. Because I'm bringing this up for a reason. We're still going to talk about these NPCs, But I gotta give y'all the sauce for all my new people. So, brother, sister, no matter what you look like, no matter where you from, no matter what race you are, no matter what religious background that you were born into, I need you to understand that you are a reflection of me. I need you to understand that I don't give a fuck if your name is Tim and you from redneck, wherever the fuck, bubble fuck, or if your name is Jamal and you from the most dangerous hood in America. We are all fucking reflections. Guys, when the archons took over this reality, right? When the archons took over this reality, it caused the reincarnation loop. Now, why is this such a big deal? Why is this such a significant situation? Why is this reincarnation loop so big? Who gives a fuck, Jay? Right? No, wrong. Why this includes all of us is because ascension is a collective effort. This is not a one man thing. All right. This is why we have the collective. See, I need you to understand that we are all from the same source. We are all different variations of the same entity experiencing physical life. Meaning, when it's all said and done, we all return as one. You must understand that we are all leveling up right now. All right. So, what happened when the archons took over this reality? This caused the spiritual war that we are in. Yes, you are living a life, and yes, you are in spiritual warfare. This is why you are attacked sometimes out of nowhere. This is why you have ended up in situations and you're like, what the fuck was that? This is why you had relationships where you thought people loved you, but then they tried to destroy you. That is spiritual warfare. You have been living and going through spiritual warfare your whole life. Because what you need to understand is the archon doesn't want you woke. It doesn't want you aware. It wants to keep you asleep so it can keep you reincarnating. All right, we've been combating these archons every day. Just going to work and dealing with your boss is spiritual warfare. Just going to school and dealing with the classmates is spiritual warfare. Dealing with your family, dealing with your baby mom, baby dad, your fucked up friends. All of that shit has been spiritual warfare for you, chosen. And let's talk about this. Now, how can we prove that we're in spiritual warfare? How can we make it make sense, right? Because I like to make it make sense. I don't want to be known as someone who is just talking out the ass, right? That's not what I'm doing. So let's make you realize why this is going on all the time, right? So the thing you got to understand about the physical and the spiritual is that this life is a mirror. The physical life is a mirror of the spiritual. A lot of times you can know who you are in the spirit just by how life interacts with you. A lot of times you can know what's going on with you in your spirit. If something's off in spirit realm, you're gonna see it manifest in attacks, manifest in fucked up relationships, things like that, right? The spirit is a mirror. How many of you are starting to learn how to use your discernment and third eye to navigate not only this physical, but understand you in the spiritual as well? How many of you understand that this life has layers and that this physical is just another layer of this whole thing, right? 111's in the chat if you understand how to tap in. So, how does this prove that we're in a spiritual war? One thing that we can all share in common, no matter if you're 100 years old or if you're 10, in this world, right? We have never experienced a peaceful earth. Ever since we've been in this reality, earth has either been in a state of war, going into war, or coming out of one. There ain't never been no time where we've had peace. It's always been war, war, war. And it don't matter What generation you from, we've all experienced it. Ever since I was a kid, there's been conflict in the Middle East. And a lot of you can attest to that, right? So you must understand why there's constant war in this reality is because we are constantly at war in the spiritual. The spiritual war has been going on for eons. 111 is in the chat if you can see it. 111 in the chat if you can see it. So it's three types of souls here right now, right? When the archives hijack this reality and cause the reincarnation loop, guess what happened? Souls stop coming to earth. Souls stop coming. We said, yo, niggas is not, niggas is reincarnating down there. Let's stop going. Take a break and let's figure this thing out. So the only souls that's been here is the ones that's reincarnating. In the last 50, 60 years, new souls have just been starting to incarnate again, right? We just now started to come back because we at war. We're fighting. This is the star seeds. This is why the star seeds here, right? Let's talk. There's three types of souls in this reality right now. The first soul is the sleeping giant. Who is the sleeping giant? This is a being that is ancient, very old soul, been here for a while. You've been asleep. You forgot that you were the consciousness. And you've been thinking that you're a fucking body. But you're not a body, bro. You're not a body. Right? So the sleeping giants are very powerful. And they are the reason why this reality is at war. Everybody's fighting for the sleeping giant to wake up and remember who they are. The Archon is trying to keep you sleeping giant, because once you awaken, you literally break the fucking matrix. And this is what's going on right now. The sleeping giants are back remembering. How do you know if you're a sleeping giant? For one, you may feel as though you've been here for this ain't your first lifetime. Something in the back of your mind might be like, yo, I done did this life shit before. You already know you done reincarnated, right? Number two, you feel like life is a prison sometimes. Sometimes this life feels like, yo, I'm in prison, man. I'm locked. I'm you know what I'm saying? This life shit, it felt like what a lot of times as a sleeping giants, you think about this, you say, damn, what did I do to come here, man? What you think that you did something to land on earth. You like, man, I had to do some shit to get trapped into this shit, man. What did I do? You're starting to resonate and remember that this shit is really a mental prison, right? Right? You're starting to understand that. You probably feel trapped in your body sometimes as a sleeping giant. As a sleeping giant, life, it doesn't really, it doesn't excite you. Meaning you probably went to London, New York, LA, Paris, Dubai for the first time, and you weren't impressed. You were like, yo, this is it. This is this is this is what I thought. This shit is the same shit I see every day everywhere else. What the fuck is so, you know, it's just life, it doesn't excite you. Also, sleeping giants don't feel like the world is real big. Y'all feel like, yo, the world ain't even that big for real. Right? As a sleeping giant, you probably deal with deja vu on a daily basis. Right? You always coming into some type of, damn, I done did this or I done seen this before. It's because you have. I need you to understand you've probably lived well over 100 lifetimes, and you've seen everything there is to see. You've been everywhere. You've incarnated. You've done a lot of shit. You've been a king before. You've been a queen before. You've been a slave before. You've been a motherfucking anything you can think of. You done did it for real. You done been rich and famous. You done been broke, homeless. You done did a lot of different lives. All right. Now, How do you get this inkling? The reason why you know that you've done this a lot is because every time you come into this reality, they wipe your consciousness. But they cannot wipe your subconscious. Your subconscious memory holds on to all your lifetimes. It also holds on to the trauma that you gain from those lifetimes. This is the reason why you have dreams. You have dreams of living in places that you have never lived in this lifetime. You have dreams of living in cities that you haven't even visited in this lifetime. This is why you were naturally born with certain traumas. Some of you have been depressed ever since you can remember, and you don't even know why you've been depressed. That's depression from another life. That you ain't get that from this life. You brung that with you from your last life. Some of y'all never trust people. You came into this. You ever seen a baby that just don't trust nobody but they mama? Like, can't nobody else fuck with this baby except for their mama? Yeah, some of y'all came in with trust issues from the last life. Some of y'all came in with anxiety, anxious, being anxious all the time. From the last life, you always just feel like, yo, there's some type of pressure on me. I don't know why I always feel pressure. Brought that from you from the last life. Now, as a sleeping giant, it's been hard, man. It's been hard. The archons, you probably in the last couple years, as a sleeping giant, you probably went through hell. Your life is probably flipped upside down. You probably went from living in a nice house to losing all your shit. You probably went from having a good ass job to not having a job. You just fucked up out here. You probably went from having hella friends and hella people that loved and care about you to you ain't got nobody you can call on or depend on nobody no more. Why does this happen to the sleeping giant? Because once you awaken, once you start to question reality, once you start to remember and see through the program in Sleeping Giant, the illusion that was built for you can no longer hold up. I need you to understand anybody in your life that has left your life was never there. It was an illusion. Anybody in your life that has turned their backs on you, they was never had your back. It was an illusion. Any job or career that you had that you can't get into no more, it was a distraction and an illusion. Once you woke up and broke free from that programming, from that reality, that illusion no longer could be sustained. It's why you were not in the gang no more. It's why you not in the church no more. That's why you not in the mosque no more. Because that illusion no longer can stand up, chosen. And it's literally like that. Literally. Now, as a sleeping giant, you've took a loss. Your awakening has made you take a loss. But don't worry, that was never yours. It was a distraction. As a sleeping giant, I need you to understand you have the power to go out here and make anything that you want to make happen happen. What you need to understand is that the archons will not fight for something that is not important. Sleeping giant, this war is going on because they wish to keep you sleep. They wish to keep you incarnating. The Matrix will not fight for something that is not of importance to it. All right? You must understand that. You must understand that, chosen one. Now, they don't want you to hear this. I'm going to tell y'all real quick before we go further. Shout out to the Sleeping Giants. You are online. They don't want y'all to hear this information. If you're truly here, I want to tell you something, right? Pay attention, chat. There's gonna be people talking crazy. The numbers are gonna fluctuate. Obviously, they have my lives constricted. I don't have free reign like everybody else. They only allow a certain amount of numbers to come into my lives. They on once it get full, they close the doors. This shit ain't popping up on everybody For You page. I don't get the same chances like everybody else. My content is heavily monitored, is heavily controlled, heavily. I'm not even tripping about that, right? I'm still gonna do what I'm supposed to do because I understand what I came here to do. But I need you to not get distracted. I need you to lock in because they don't want you to hear this. And if you found this live for the first time today, chosen one, it is not by chance. You've walked through the fire, you've walked through the struggle, you've activated your awakening, and now it is time to take control of your life and start actively creating. This live that I do is a power up for you. Let's tap in. Next group, star seeds. Now, the only difference between star seeds and sleeping giants is the circumstance in which you are here. Sleeping giants was trapped. They've been asleep. They got caught up here. They've been here for a long time. Star seed, you haven't been here that long. In fact, majority of you star seeds, this is your first incarnation as a human being. How do you know if it's your first incarnation as a human? You're fascinated with the with the human body. Sometimes you have caught yourself in life just looking at your hands like, man, what the fuck? Looking in the mirror like, yo, I'm a fucking person. What is this? Right? It's because this is your first time, right? Somebody said, are sleeping giants deliberately? But yes, everything that has been put into the sleeping giant's life is deliberate. You're starting to understand why you went through that crazy ass divorce. You're starting to understand why your people turned their back on you, why your friend betrayed you all of a sudden. Yeah, it's deliberate. You probably was like, yo, what the fuck? The fuck is a human? You probably look at people sometimes and something in you just told you being a human being is divine. Incarnated as a human is you knew that there was way much more to life than a 9 to 5 and a religion long ago as a star seed. Now, who are the star seeds? Star seeds are galactic warriors, meaning you are here on active duty, mission. You are on a mission. Star seeds chose to be here. You knew your life was going to be hard. You knew you were going to be in a dysfunctional family. You knew you were going to be attacked, but you still said, fuck it, I got business to handle. As a star seed, I need you to know how much power and how much of a badass that you really are. You've been a natural born rebel. Now, this star seed shit, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Christ is the most famous star seed. All right. You are literally the second coming of the Christ. They don't want you to know that, but this is why they trying to kill you. This is why they've been on your ass. Yeah, we letting it all out. You're the second coming. The sleeping giants have been waiting on your return. All right. Star seeds. I need you to understand your return or your you you coming is prophetic. It's in the revelation. All right. You gotta understand that. You gotta realize that you are the second coming. You are the help. You are the hope. You are the Christ returned. He returned through you. I need you to understand that Christ was the most famous star seed. Y'all gotta realize, guys, this star seed shit is gonna be filled with a lot of gangsters. It's gonna be filled with a lot of motherfuckers, rednecks. It's gonna be filled with a lot of people, outcasts, a lot of 304s. It's gonna be a lot of motherfucking degenerates of society. These are the star seeds. The motherfuckers who these are the star seeds, man. You done lived a hell of a life. You probably done been to jail. You probably done did everything that people can even think of. Yeah. Guys, what y'all gotta understand, the Christ was a gangster, bro. Think about this. They killed the man. Y'all gotta understand, the Christ was like a real nigga. He was a real nigga, bro. Like, they don't kill people who walk around and be nice and motherfucker yes men. And y'all gotta understand that the Christ was a thug. That's why he got hung up on the cross. Y'all gotta realize that, man. You know what I'm saying? This nigga, he was outside for real. He wasn't a guy that walked around in a suit and hey, let me shake your hand and nah, he was a thug. What he do? He went up in the palace. He went up in the temple and tore that shit up. He went in the temple and snapped the fuck out. So y'all gotta understand who the Christ was. He was a thug. That's why they killed his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's why they tried to kill his ass. So you gotta understand the real sauce. The star seeds, a lot of y'all done been through the most craziest shit. Y'all done lived the most craziest life. You done been a drug addict. You done been on drugs. You done been a 304. You done been a gang member. You done been through a lot of shit as a star seed. Natural born rebel. You naturally go against the grain. Now, as a star seed, you gotta understand, right? As a star seed, you got to understand, man, you've been in spiritual warfare your whole life. Now, who is the star seed? Like I said, it's a galactic warrior. You in the galactic army, and you're a part of the Galactic Federation. As a star seed, you have protection at the highest levels. How do you know if you're a star seed? For one, you can go outside at night, look up at the sky, you'll see the pyramid ships cloaked in darkness. They look like a star at the top, two stars at the bottom. It's always sitting slanted, right? As a star seed, you can look up at the sky every night and guarantee that shit is over your house or it's in front of you, it's looking at you, something. When you looked at the skies, the stars, they move. The stars start moving with you sometimes. I've seen stars go from sitting in the sky to fucking floating and moving and flying off right in front of me. And I'm just like, yo. At first, it used to scare me a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. But now, the more I've seen it, the more I realize this is just, I'm a part of that, right? It used to fuck me up. I used to be like, let me be running my house before I get sucked up on a ship or something. What the fuck? Stars moving out this bitch. Am I tweaking? Somebody said I thought I was crazy. Nah, you ain't crazy. That's why I'm here to make sure you know you ain't crazy, man. You're a star seed. So, how else do you know you're a star seed, Chosen? Now, sleeping giant, listen, you are as powerful as a star seed. Don't want to be a star seed because I need you to understand. The only difference is you just got trapped here. You got the same flow, the same energy. You just been trapped, been sleep. All right. You got the same power, all that shit. You the same. You just been trapped. You know, the star seed just came back to get you up. All right. Now, how else do you know if you're a star seed? One, this world tends to hate you. Meaning, people always seem to start fucking hating you out and for nothing. And it's been so crazy that on jobs or friendships, you've caught yourself coming into these relationships like, I wonder how long until this motherfucker start hating me. I wonder how long until they start hating me up here. I already know these bitches gonna start hating, right? It just seems like this world always finds a way to fucking hate you, right? It seems like, yo, You could do everything you supposed to do. You could be cool. You could give niggas money. You could help motherfuckers out. But some reason a motherfucker still end up fucking hating you. This is because, chosen one, you are not of this world. I told you, you're the second coming of the Christ. They hated the Christ, and all he did was walk around and try to help. Y'all see how much hate I get in the comments. All I'm doing is waking up trying to be positive, giving people something to be empowered. And I get hate. This is why, yo, they hated the Christ, they hate you. You and the Christ are one and the same. You gotta understand that. You gotta understand that. You came to disrupt and change the world. Anything of this old world is going to hate you. This is why the streets, you could never, a lot of y'all come from street life. This is why the streets was never going to be a home for you. The gang was going to always turn on you. The gang was going to always turn on you. The motherfucking, uh, your hoes, they was going to always turn on you. Real shit. You're hated by the world, chosen. Literally, most hated. Now, you got to understand that why this is always happening to you. Like I said, they hated Jesus and they hate you too, because you and Christ are one and the same. You the second coming. How else do you know if you're a star seed? You don't fit in the groups. Like I said, every time you try to do the group thing, shit goes left. People start feeling like it's competition, or they gotta outdo you, or they want to humble you, they want to make you listen to them. It's always some weird shit that go on. Motherfuckers are intimidated by your presence. This is because you did not come to this world to fit in, chosen one. You came into this world to disrupt. You came into this world to talk, to see the truth, to expose all the fake narratives. This is why you always been that one where you always been the one to stand up to bullies. You know, you might have had a stepdad or a stepmom who was terrorizing the house, and you were that one kid that said, fuck it, I'm about to take a ass whipping. Fuck this shit. Right? You're always that one that's like, man, fuck it. How else do you know you're a star seed? Chosen one. You've been in spiritual battle your whole life. Now, I told you, right? I told you, you are not a human being. As a star seed, you are a high vibrational entity that has incarnated as a human for a purpose. All right. And now a lot of y'all purposes is to break y'all family curse, y'all generational curses. You the only one that can fix it. You the only one. A lot of y'all purpose is to change and wake up people around you. A lot of y'all came into this life to create something. All right. There's some type of music that the world is missing. There's some type of content or videos, something that you can create to push even more truth and wake people up. Right? You are not a human being. You carry a light from another dimension. This light, because this is your first incarnation, majority of you, this light that you carry, this, you ever heard you activate people demons? You carry a light, chosen, and this is why when you come around, certain people can't be around you. This is why when you come around, that light that you carry, it causes reality to glitch. This is why you have a lot of glitchy shit. You know, when you seeing people snapping and getting mad at you and losing their mind, they're glitching. NPCs be glitching and they lose their shit. You caused that a lot. You've caused a lot of people to lose their shit in life, right? They glitching. So your enemies are not humans. You remember when I told you, I said, yo, Starseed, You got a lot of motherfuckers. You chose to come here. You knew you was gonna get that dysfunctional ass set of parents. You knew that your life was gonna be hard, hard, hard. You knew, but you still said, fuck it, let's do it. I got a mission. Your enemies are not humans. Your enemies are spiritual entities. Your enemies control humans. Your enemies attack you through intrusive thoughts. Your enemies try to set up low loops, low frequency loops for you to fall into. All right? So you got to understand, yo, they knew who you were since you were a child, chosen. Let's talk about what spiritual warfare looked like for the star seed. Being born with birth complications, coming into this world, and before you can even get into the world trying to kill you, umbilical cord wrapped around your neck, being born prematurely, having parents that did drugs while you were in this in the womb. What else is spiritual warfare for the star seed? Growing up as a child in a dysfunctional or broken home, a home that has been broken by dysfunction relationships, infidelity with either the mom or the dad, jail, either one of the parents being locked up or both, drugs, abuse, fighting. You grew up in that shit. That spiritual warfare. I need you to understand that was not, that was supposed to fuck you up, chosen. That was not random. It was deliberate. It couldn't have been no other way. There was no other way. Your mom couldn't have made a different choice. Your dad couldn't have stopped drinking. There was no other way, chosen. It had to be the way that it was. Spiritual warfare. See, you don't realize every day that you've been waking up, you don't understand. Every little obstacle that you have overcome in life has been war. You've been living a war, chosen. And you came here on that mission. You knew this was war. See, this spiritual shit, man. See, when you realize that life, yo, when you realize this shit, you like, oh, this nigga is right. I see it. What else is spiritual warfare for the star seed? Purposely led down paths that were meant to destroy you. A lot of you had influences that came into your life that were meant to destroy you, man. A lot of y'all were led down paths that were purposely. Somebody gave you drugs at a young age. Somebody gave you, smoke this with me. Take this pill at a young age. You were supposed to be a drug addict for the rest of your motherfucking life. You were never supposed to get off the drugs. It was supposed to destroy you. A lot of y'all were led in the streets. I'm gonna show you how to sell this dope. I'm gonna show you how to get this money. That was supposed to land you in prison for the rest of your life. But you made it through that. A lot of y'all were put in the games where you had opportunities to become a murderer, where you had opportunities to kill, but somehow you just never did. Not that you didn't want to or you didn't try, you just couldn't. This reality, you came here with a purpose. That's not for you. But it was meant for you to do it and land in prison for the rest of your life. Gangs. You wasn't supposed to make it out the gang. The gang was supposed to kill you. But you made it through it. A lot of y'all have been purposely led down paths. Sex at a very early age. Some of you were molested. Some of you were touched, were uh uh opened up sexually at an early age when you ain't even understand when you've been living with that feeling in your body. That feeling was supposed to make you go out here and catch a drug, catch a disease. You weren't supposed to shake that shit. You weren't supposed to shake that shit, chosen. It's spiritual warfare. See, now that you see it, Now you can beat it because you understand what it is. The archons have been fighting you your whole fucking life. What is the mission? The mission was to be born. This is why your life has been so hard. Your mission was to simply be born. Because you chose to incarnate, you brung that light with you. That light, it uplifts the frequency of the whole planet. Your birth lifted the whole frequency of the planet. All the star seeds that's been born in the last 50, 60 years, just because you chose to come, you lifted the frequency of the planet. When the frequency of the planet lifted, guess what? This is when we start getting information from other realms. This is when the bridge from other realms and us, where we able to catch these downloads, this was completed. When reality started to glitch, now we see the same traffic patterns every time we get on the highway. Now we see the same shit. Now we can realize, yo, we in the matrix. Now the sleeping giants wake up. Once the sleeping giants wake up, 5D shift complete. Chat, we are living in times where we actively can create our heavens on earth. Yes, we are in those times. Also, this message is good news. Yes, we have been in war. Yes, this has been hard. Yes, this world was once imprisoned. Keyword was. But guess what, chat? Now we have free will and choice. Now we can see we have defeated the enemy. Y'all don't realize it yet, but the reason why the world is in a state of chaos is because the archons can no longer feed. These bitches is fucked over. It's too much awareness. It's too many of y'all protecting y'all energy. It's too many of y'all not listening to that bullshit ass music no more. Or if you're listening to the rap shit, you have awareness so it don't fuck with you no more like it used to. You are too aware now, and the archons can no longer feed. And this is why the world is in a state of chaos. See, that chaos is really a good thing. It's really a good thing. See, how many of y'all in here, the chaos of the world is not even affecting your life? Think about this. You want to know how you in the 5D shift? I'm gonna pull it, I'm gonna show you right now. How many of y'all have only seen ice on TV? You done heard about ice, but you live in the cities where ice is, but you ain't never seen them. You ain't never seen ice only on TV, only on social media. It's because that shit ain't in your timeline, gang. You done shifted. How many of y'all have seen all the chaos that's happening on the news, but the shit is not affecting you at all? It's almost like you're watching the gas prices, ain't nothing affecting you. Your money coming in, right? It's like you're watching this shit from the outside in. It's because you have chosen. It's because you have, right? It's because you have, man. You've made it through. Shout out to the Sleeping Giants and the Star Seeds. Mission complete on both ends. Star Seeds, you came, you was born, you endured the hard life. And if you're still in the midst of it, guess what? You're about to change all that shit. You found this live for a reason. Stay locked in with me. You about to take your power back. We are creating our heaven on earth, chat. We are in those times. Beyond petty arguments, my life is like heaven. Sometimes I lay back in my bed and I realize how blessed I am. I'm in heaven and I've created it. We're actively doing that. Now, NPCs, man. 111's in the chat if you understand where you fit at in all of this. Now, we are about to go on a ride. I'm about to give y'all some information on how to reprogram yourself. I'm about to show you why your family has been a program. I'm about to show you why NPCs are the Archon's biggest tool and how to interact and get and move around from these NPCs, man. All right, let's tap in. NPCs, who are the NPCs? All right, I need you to understand. You are not this body. This body is technology. How do we know that the body's tech? Think about it. You got cameras in your fucking head. You can see shit, right? Your eyes work damn near like the phone. Thank you for the gifts, chat. Right? How else do we know the body's tech? I can eat this banana right now, and guess what? The taste gonna go through my taste buds and tell my consciousness how this banana tastes. If that ain't technology, I don't know what the fuck. Cause how the fuck I even know what this shit tastes based on it hitting my tongue and telling my consciousness what I'm actually tasting? Isn't that's fucking amazing, right? Right? How else do we know that the body's tech? You have something called an electromagnetic field. You got an electromagnetic field. How else do we understand that this body's technology? If my kidney goes bad, I can get a new one. I can get repairs done, AKA surgery. So you got to understand, you are not this body. This body is technology. You are the intelligence or consciousness that is in control of the avatar. In order for you to be in the 3D reality, in order for you to experience this 3D reality, you had to have a human body. All right? Who are NPCs? NPCs are the real human beings of Earth. They don't exist outside of Earth like me and you. Me and you come from other realms. We come from other dimensions. Humans, we have a other us consciousness. We have another form outside of a human body. We exist elsewhere, out, just not in the matrix, right? We exist when you die or when you leave, this is not it for you, right? You're gonna go back to where you came from. You were born into this reality. NPCs are the real human beings of Earth. You can only find a human in the 3D reality. NPCs actually are, this is their real world. They can't see the patterns, they can't see the code, right? It gets so crazy, right? Because life is a loop, right? And when you're a consciousness, you see it and you're like, yo, how the fuck motherfuckers can't see that shit? You ever notice why other people can't see it? You ever notice why people can't see when the government is just plainly lying to them? You ever see why millions of people still going to church and believing in these fake ass pastors? You ever see they can't see through the shit because this is their real fucking reality. Whereas me and you, we can see the code. We know what people gonna do before they do it. We have intuition. We can read energy. Human beings, they can't do it. That's why this is why you got people who don't know their energy. They don't have any awareness. All right. So NPCs, man, they always had that weird ass smiling pictures. You ever got them family members that be taking pictures and shit like this, smiling just like that? I used to be wondering why the fuck my granddaddy and mama and all them motherfuckers. What the fuck they be? Not my mom. She wasn't on that type of time. But the fuck motherfuckers in my family be smiling like this. Like what the fuck? That's that NPC shit. Now NPCs are significant in this reality because in order for you to be a high level conscious, you have to master interactions with NPCs. And NPCs play major roles in your life. This could be your mom. This is why you and your mom don't get along because she's a fucking NPC. And you, as consciousness, have to master that interaction. You and your brother, you and your dad, right? There are people in your life who you can't just get rid of that you have to master interacting with them. In this life, you got to understand how to master NPCs. Now, I need you to realize NPCs are no match for consciousness. All right. NPCs are no match for consciousness, meaning you don't have to be afraid of an NPC. You are way more power. Listen, you can program NPCs. You can create the life for them, right? So you are not to fear NPCs. Everybody fears you, Chosen. That's why the world doesn't want you here. That's why the world has been trying to, because everybody fears you in the spirit, right? So you don't have to be, you have to just know how to maneuver around them. Now, what we are about to go over, chat, we are about to go over how to measure consciousness. Now, what does that mean? Everybody has a human avatar, but that does not mean that you are a human. You have to know the difference between soul consciousness, human consciousness, aka synthetic consciousness, agent consciousness, and other entities like archons or what they call demons, energy vampires. Just because you see a body doesn't mean you're looking at a human. You have to understand you are not a human. You understand that you are controlling this avatar. There are other entities outside of humans that possess avatars, right? Some of you have been in relationships with real live energy vampires. And now that you're not with that person, they don't even exist no more. You don't even know where to find them. Some of you have met, bro, you got to understand you got to be able to measure consciousnesses in this life. Every person that you see ain't a fucking person. There's more than meets the eye in this reality. You ever met people and you just was like, yo, it's just something off with their energy, man. That energy, they just got some bad fucking energy. It was a fucking demon. You ever met somebody who they walk and just they move kind of, you like, yo, it's something off with that, man. Yeah, man. So let's talk about it. We're going to talk about how to identify NPCs, non playable characters, AKA real human beings. Now, these are the majority of this reality. NPCs are the majority. There's nowhere that you're not gonna go and you're gonna run into NPCs. They're all around you at the gym, they're all around you at the job, they're all around you at the restaurants. Everywhere you go, you're encountering NPCs. You have to understand how to know the difference between soul consciousness and NPCs. So let's talk about this. NPCs operate in matrix default programming. All right, what is matrix default programming? This is what I call synthetic consciousness. All right, now let's talk about this. You are real consciousness. NPCs are like AI. All right, they're operating in pre-programmed script. All right, bots. So let's talk about how does synthetic consciousness look? All right. First off, what is synthetic consciousness? Synthetic consciousness is what I call matrix default settings or matrix default mode. It's the autopilot code or programming that runs the majority of humans in this simulation. All right. Majority of people that you know, they don't have free will, they don't have free choice. They are operating on autopilot. All of their reactions, all of their choices, are biased based on programming. All right. Now, it's like when you buy a brand new phone, it comes with factory settings, right? You know how when you buy a new iPhone, it comes with the apps that's already on the phone, the regular apps? That's what synthetic consciousness is. When you're born into this reality, you get a certain programming. You get the history of this reality, right? That same old history, that slavery, Bible shit, Alexander the Great, Egypt, all that history that you get. That's a certain history. You're gonna get that every time you come to Matrix. You can come in the Matrix 10,000 years before, 10,000 years later, it's gonna be the same downloads that you received, the same history. All right. The same music choice, the same religions, right? These are all downloads that you receive in the matrix. These are called matrix default beliefs or matrix default settings. These are the beliefs and settings a part of the relationship. It's like this, right? When you play GTA, it don't matter when you play the game, when you turn that bitch on and you go to story mode, guess what? It's gonna be the same shit. They robbing the bank at the beginning, Franklin living in the hood, same radio stations, same songs being played, same MP. It's the same shit, bro. Right? No matter what you do, right? It's how this life is. When you come in, military, yes, that's definitely NPCs for sure, right? When you come in, there's certain history, certain downloads that you are going to receive when you come into the world. These are matrix default settings. All right. NPCs operate on synthetic consciousness. This is just the basic programs, factory settings. They are never updated, they never customized or self programmed. This is the question that you have to ask yourself. Are you self-programming or are you still running matrix default program? If you are, your life might be fucked. Now, how synthetic consciousness operates or looks in real time. Let's talk about this. Here's what synthetic consciousness looks like in real time. Number one, pre-programmed beliefs. All right, what is a pre-programmed belief? This is a belief that has been passed down from generation to generation that you had no choice on, right? Like religion. A lot of you are born into families that are religious, that are certain religions, and you never have a choice. You are grown up in that religion. Next thing you know, you're 15, 16 years old saying, I'm a Muslim or saying I'm a Christian. You never had a choice that was pre programmed into your reality. The ideas like hope for the best, prepare for the worst. This is another pre programmed belief. All right. The belief of you have to have a 9 to 5 to survive or to live in this society. This is another pre programmed belief. How many of you think about it? How many of you have been programmed to believe that you need a job to have a successful life, or you need to go to school and get a degree to have success in life? This is another form of pre-programmed belief system that you need school to be successful. When in reality, majority of millionaires and billionaires in this life don't even have school. They didn't even graduate or have a diploma. If they did, they got all that shit afterwards. After, I mean, a degree. They got all the degrees and shit after they had already made it. Right? Life happens. The thought that life is random, right? Pre-programmed belief again. The belief that I gotta survive. The belief in survival is something good. No, we don't want to just survive. We want to thrive. A lot of us have been come from families who, yeah, as long as we can survive, we good, baby. We just gotta make it. We making it. We surviving. Nah, man, that's bullshit. This is why your life is fucked because you just want to survive. You don't even want to thrive. So you can't even tap into a whole nother frequency, right? This is how synthetic consciousness look, pre-programmed. So you gotta ask yourself, when you ask yourself this and you be real with yourself, right? How many of you in here actually have beliefs that are yours and not pre-programmed? How many beliefs do you have that are pre-programmed into you? That's a question, right? And when you think about it, you're gonna be like, damn, I got a lot of fucking pre-programmed beliefs, bro. I got a lot of pre-programmed beliefs. Think about your diet. How many of you, since you've been an adult, right? We got a lot of adults in here. We got some YNs, some YOs. some young 304s in here. We got some YNs in here. We got some OGs in your 30s. We got some double OGs in your 40s and 50s. We got some real seniors in here, some 60-year-olds, right? We got all different types of ages in the chat. You gotta ask yourself, man, think about your diet. How many of you have had to switch your diet at your adult age? Because the diet that you adopted from your family has been fucking killing you. It's been making you fat, giving you high blood pressure. So you had to switch your motherfucking diet up. Your diet was a pre-programmed program. You got that from your parents. Soul food, fried foods, eating 3 times a day. That's shit that your parents instilled in you. And if you didn't change that growing up, your ass would be, this shit would eventually kill you. Think about that. So when you ask yourself, yo, how many pre-programmed beliefs do I actually carry with me is mind-blowing. Number two, how synthetic consciousness looks in real time. So guys, right now, you need to be making a conscious note. When you measure consciousness, talk about beliefs. Ask somebody what they want out of life. Pre-programmed beliefs is a sign of an NPC. Like if a motherfucker is a Christian and still and really down on that shit, like 100% in these times or any religion in these times, it's probably an NPC, bro. I'm just being honest. And I know a lot of y'all gonna get offended by that, but I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I'm here to tell you the truth. It's up for you to take it and run with it or still live in the illusion. That's your choice. But any people in these days who are still actively Bible thumpers, actively Islam and all that shit, bro, that's signs of an NPC. They could be sleep, but more than likely, it's signs of an NPC. See, you gotta realize this, chat. The awakening is happening. We are all connected. There's something in quantum physics called spooky action at a distance or quantum entanglement, meaning you awake right now because you had no choice. Everybody that's meant to awake is waking because my awakening literally caused your awakening and vice versa. We're all connected. So if a motherfucker ain't up right now, it's probably because they can't be. If a motherfucker ain't questioning or having questions or, you know, curious about awakening, it's probably because they can't, man. Think about it. It's 2026, year of Aquarius. The truth is in plain sight. If they can't see it, it's because they probably cannot see it. The thing about the Matrix that you have to understand, the thing that makes the Matrix great is that everybody can't wake up. And the thing about that is, why does that make the Matrix great? Because when the ones that can actually do, you have the power, man. Think about it. There wouldn't be a Neo if everybody could be Neo. There wouldn't be a Trinity if everybody could be Trinity. It wouldn't be no power in the awakening if it was for everybody. It's not. There are always going to be people who are following the Matrix. That's what makes the Matrix fun. Being able to wake up in a dream and then control it. That's why we have been coming and loving this Matrix for a long time. And that's why now that it's been taken over by these low vibrational entities, we want our shit back because we love this shit. Ain't nothing like being awakened in the Matrix because you have power while everybody sleep. I love it. I love being around niggas who sleep because I just look at them and I'll be like, damn, that nigga sleep. That nigga think this shit real as hell. He don't understand. He's sitting at the bus stop right now. He don't understand that he's there by choice. It's just like everybody can't be rich. It's just not gonna happen. There has to be people sleep in order for the awakening to mean something. Now, Number two, right? So I said all that to say this, right? When you see people who are still operating in these pre-programmed belief systems, that's a sign of an NPC. What you're learning right now is how to measure consciousness. Number two, synthetic consciousness also looks like this in real time. No observer mode. NPCs have no observer mode. All right? They react to everything. Drama, news, fear, politics. They in everything. They know everything that's going on in the fucking world right now. And they react to everything they fucking hear. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even be knowing what the fuck going on. Current event wise, I don't be knowing what the fuck going on. I don't be knowing shit that's going on in the world. Motherfucker can't tell me what the fuck they talking about in the White House. I don't fucking know, and I don't give a fuck. I don't pay attention to that shit. Cause I understand that the world is staged. I ain't out here living in fear. I'm out here living my best life. They blow this shit up, I ain't gonna know. They blow this shit up, I'm gonna be, oh shit. I don't even give a fuck. Right? Because why am I live in fear? Why am I pay attention to that shit? The world is a stage. It don't even affect you when when you don't pay attention to it. 111 likes on YouTube, man. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to TikTok, man. We almost at 600 people on TikTok. We had 200 some people on YouTube. Shout out to the squad. Number two, no observer mode. They react to everything. They never stop and ask, why is this showing up? Right? They never stop and ask, yo, what is the purpose of all of this shit? Right? Life feels random, but they're really just following their program. They're not realizing that their choices and actions are pulling in the things that are happening to them in their life. They don't understand that the reason they're homeless right now, that's a product of their choices. They don't understand the reason they in a fucked up ass situation is a product of their choices. They don't get it. They just think it's circumstance and they're fucked up. They don't understand that they have power, right? Number three, loop living. This is a major one. Same job, same arguments, same toxic relationships, same money problems. Chat, they have no self awareness to break the pattern. They'll blame everyone but themselves for the things that is happening around them. You ever seen somebody where every time they get paid, they're dead ass broke? And they've been doing this for years. They haven't figured out a way to have money, have to not, and they're not even spending all their money on bills. They just ain't never figured out a way to save money. They just broke every fucking time they get paid. Whole check gone in a day, 2 days, right? Uh, you ever met a person who they've been working the same types of jobs for forever? Like ever since y'all graduated school, this nigga been a cook at a restaurant. He done worked at every fucking restaurant in the city. This nigga done cook for every restaurant in the city. That's all he do is get restaurant jobs. He ain't tried nothing else. That's NPC shit. No upgrade. I could leave my hometown. I ain't been in my hometown probably in some years. But I know when I go back, niggas gonna be doing the same shit they was doing when I left. Living in the same place, same only thing change is a car. Might have a different car in the driveway. That's it. He's still doing the same drugs, still fighting, arguing with the same girl, still in the same toxic relationship, still ain't left their baby daddy, still ain't left their baby mama yet. The relationship ain't going nowhere. It's NPC shit, bro. Only NPCs are stay in relationships that are super toxic and just still last it out. Like y'all don't even love each other. Why the fuck are y'all together? It's NPC shit. Loop living is a major sign. Energy leaks. This is another one, how synthetic consciousness looks. NPCs have no awareness that their energy is currency. They have no awareness that they're being drained. They have no awareness that their energy is constantly being harvested. They give away energy to every distraction, gossip, argument, stress, fear. You ever had a friend or know a girl or know a guy who is just distracted all the time by every fucking thing? Anybody that calls the phone, she running outside. Anybody that calls here, he running outside. Somebody just pop up, yo, I'm in town, where you at? You gotta just instantly run out. You know, all this type of shit. Gossip. Every time you turn around, they on the phone fucking gossiping with somebody, talking about what such and such did. NPCs love to gossip. They will call you just to talk about who the fuck doing this and what's doing that. Somebody said I turned away from that, right? They don't realize that their energy is the currency and there's people in their life that's just trying to harvest their energy. They don't understand it. Number 5, this is a major one. Low frequency operating system, meaning they live in fear, they live in survival, shame, guilt, and anger. You ever had somebody who do like me, right? I done did a lot of shit in my life, but I ain't never did shit that I can't say that I did. I'm never gonna live in shame. Fuck it, I did it, bitch. So what? Do something, right? You got motherfuckers out here living in shame of choices that they made a long time ago. You got motherfuckers out here living in guilt, living in anger. Instead of getting that shit off their chest, they'll take that shit to the grave. Instead of saying, baby, you know what? I cheated. I fucked your sister. Sorry. They gonna take it to the grave. They gonna die with that shit on their consciousness. You know what I'm saying? It's me, I'm gonna be like, look, bitch, the shit is killing me. I slept with your cousin. I'm sorry. I gotta get this shit off me. I did it. They gonna take that shit to the grave, bro. Right? They gonna take that shit to the grave. Survival, making decisions based on fear. You got that one granddaddy who been buying canned food, waiting on the world to end for the last 50 years. The shit done went bad. He done had the shit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga out here, only time he cooked dinner, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, we having a storm. We gotta cook. You gotta cook some beans or something. Shit like that. Right? This is how synthetic consciousness looks. Let's talk about the ratio. Cause I need y'all to understand the ratio of soul consciousness versus synthetic consciousness. Right? If we break it down, the majority of the population is still operating under synthetic consciousness, meaning running matrix default code, right? 80 to 85% are operating in default matrix operating code, right? Then you got the 10, 15% of beings who have came online, they're awake, but they still trying to figure it out. Some of y'all in here might be awoke, but you still like, yo, I'm still working a 9 to 5. I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck do I get out of this job, right? I'm still trying to figure out how to manifest my life the way that I want to, right? Then you got the 5%, soul conscious, fully up, right? Operating as creators. Now, this matters because when you understand the significance that the majority of people in this world are operating on autopilot, then you start understanding why you get those weird feelings when you go out into crowds. Why you get those weird ass feelings when you go out. It feels weird. Now, let's talk about the difference between souls versus humans so you can see the breakground. All right, ontology of a soul. This is a conscious, autonomous intelligence controlling an avatar They choose, they create, they observe, and they edit their own code. Meaning, sometimes you might say, you know what? I gotta stop waking up every day at 6 and I gotta start waking up at 10 and staying up super late. Like you might just change the way your life is functioning or the way you can change things. You can say, I'm not going, I'll be like, yo, I ain't gonna go live no more every day at 8. I'm gonna start going live at this time, right? You can edit the things that you do in life. NPCs, they don't have that ability. Once they locked into a loop, they locked into it. They can't break it. Your vibration as a soul, you radiate intention. Souls radiate intention. You can feel intentions, right? Like, for example, when I'm around my shorty, right? When she do certain shit, I can feel her intentions on it. And that could be something as simple as giving me a glass of water or cooking something. I feel her intentions. She wants me to be more healthy. I can feel the intentions radiating through that action that she just did because she's a soul, right? So souls radiate intention. You can feel when there's intent. Curiosity. All right, souls are naturally curious, right? Meaning, we want to see what's behind that motherfucking curtain. An NPC will come and walk and never look behind the curtain. They don't give a fuck what's back there. They don't even notice the curtain. They just here to do whatever. But you gotta just look. I gotta see what's back there, man. They're doing something back there in that curtain. Let me look back there and see what the fuck going on. You just gotta see what's behind the curtain, right? Presence. A soul, you can feel their presence. You can feel when they walk into the room. You can feel when they walk into home. I know I can just feel when everybody that's in my home, I can feel when they woke. I can feel the presence. Ain't no present with an NPC, man. You know what I'm saying? You'll look in the room and be like, oh damn, you in the house? I didn't even know you was in here. The fuck? He just standing there. Yeah, I'm about to go to work now. All right. They don't have no presence. Can an NPC want to change? NPCs cannot wake up. Sleep souls can wake up. There's souls that still sleep and they can wake up. NPCs, they're NPCs. They're a part of this reality. They ain't got no choice. All right. Memory as a soul. You remember purpose. You feel like you have a purpose here in this life. You get flashes of pre-life intent. It feels like you're here to learn or sin. You just know that there's a lot more to life than what you've been taught, right? Behavior, souls respond from choice, meaning we choose. We understand that when I open up my refrigerator or when I open up my pantry and I look in there and I want a snack, we understand that this choice is going to affect my body. I can't just eat Oreos every day. Let me go ahead and grab a banana because I want to put in, we make choices. NPCs, they just gonna go eat whatever's in there. We respond to choice, not habit. We break loops. This is a major one. Souls have the ability to break loops. Guys, how many times have you been at a point in your life where you looked around and said, all right, this shit getting out of hand. I gotta break this loop. I gotta stop doing this shit. This shit getting out of hand. I'm damn near two more. I'm damn near one more motherfucking. I'm one more body from being a fucking prostitute. I gotta slow down. I gotta say, you know what? I'm not indulging in sex no more for the rest of the year. Fuck it. Damn. I done did so many drugs. I'm damn near a fiend. I gotta chill. We can break loops As souls, you done found yourself in mad loops, but you done broke them motherfuckers. Real shit though. I'm being real with you, chat. Right? Damn, if I sleep with one more motherfucker, I might as well sell this shit. You know what I'm saying? So you like, yo, I gotta chill. Right? We learn fast and we attract synchronicities. Right? We learn fast and we attract synchronicities. Another way you know you're dealing with a soul is that we shift people fields. People either awaken when they're around us or they gotta get the fuck away from us. And when you're around a soul, either you gonna see this world for what it is, or you just can't be. I can't deal with that motherfucker. They either gonna wake up or get away. That is a soul. Now let's look at human, synthetic conscious, NPC. All right. Ontology, programmed avatar running factory settings, mostly reactive. This is the ontology of a human being. It is a programmed avatar running factory settings, mostly reactive. Yeah. When you be seeing these NPCs, these gang banging niggas, like, what's that one nigga that be screaming and shit? Yeah. That nigga's a programmed avatar. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be programmed out this bitch, bro. Dead ass. You can tell. Like, you can look at a nigga and see, like, yo, this nigga's programmed, dude. Phony as shit, right? Agency reacts to input, right? They react to input. Media, fear, conditioning more than it initiates. Guys, do you understand that that motherfucking TV is programmed half of these humans? This smartphone? You understand? There's somebody right now that you know who all their ideas come from media and apps and the shit they see on app. Their dress, their style, the way they wear clothes, their hair. You know how many niggas cut off their dreads because Casanet did? You know what I'm saying? You know how many niggas getting haircuts because a non-nigga did it? This is the type of shit that's going on. Real shit. You know how many niggas out here went and got the little box spade just because Kai did it? What my nigga be saying? That shit be funny as hell. He tore a crib back. You gotta understand, bro. This is what you around, chat. This is what you're living amongst. Right now, you know what be funny as hell? When you realize that you was really in your bag by the NPC. When you look at people you done had kids with, and you realize, damn, this nigga or this bitch could not change because the bitch was an NPC the whole fucking time. You done damn near went to jail about this bitch. And that shit make you laugh and cry. You laugh at first and then you start crying. You know what I'm saying? Vibration. This is the vibration of the average human being or NPC. Default survival tones. All right. They live in fear, scarcity, gossip, and compliance. All right. Memories, inherited script, family, school, culture, rarely questions origin or purpose. Behavior, repeats patterns, loops, predictable responses, surface level interactions. This is the difference, chat. How NPCs impact you and why they are used. Why NPCs exist, why they are in your life. Proximity. The simulation uses people closest to you to compress lessons. Families, lovers become your fastest teachers. Guys, how many times have people in your life taught you something? You've learned from your brothers, you've learned from dealing with family, right? NPCs are in your life to deliver heavy lessons. All right, NPCs deliver heavy lessons. Energy siphoning. NPCs interactions often ask for attention, emotional reaction, or time. All currency in the matrix. A lot of times you have NPCs around you because the matrix uses them to siphon your energy, to keep you in emotional loops and things like that. Test. NPC mirrors what you still believe so you can see the code that you're running. How many times have you thought that your girl was going to cheat and she did? How many times you thought that your boy was going to cheat and he did? NPCs mirror what you believe so you can see your code running. Shit be crazy, right? How much power you really have. And you out here worried about shit. You hold programming reality around you. Let's talk about environments so you can understand the environment of this reality and how it affects NPCs. Right? Right? Let's talk about environments and how it affects NPCs, man. You need to understand that a lot of people are only operating and doing the things that they do because of the environment. Now, one thing that we've all heard in this life, coming into this life, is do not become a what? A product of your environment, right? Do not become a product of your environment. How many of you heard that? 111's in the chat. If you've ever heard that before, let's talk about what the environment is in the Matrix. Right? Let's talk about this. Because you gotta understand the Matrix uses environments to trap you. Now, environment codes behavior. Environment equals programming. Now, listen to this. In the Matrix, environments are templates that load specific behavioral models into residents. For example, survival environments, scarcity neighborhoods, hoods, workplaces. These are the type of NPCs that you will encounter in the hood. Scarcity mindset, short term thinking, territorial behavior. Outcome, people default to defensive reactive modes. All right. Comfort, conformity environments like suburban areas, media saturated places. These are the type of NPCs that you will find there. Status chasing, customer identity, and social scripting, meaning people who chasing status, like they want to be the CEO or they're looking for some type of status off their career. People who are consumer, they identify you by the brands that you wear. They identify you by the things that you buy. And people who social script you, people who judge you by how you look. You shouldn't be around here. What are you doing in this neighborhood, man? This is a gated community. It doesn't look like you live here. Show me your wristband. Show me your neighborhood wristband. What house do you live in? Who do you know? Right? Social scripting. All right. High disruption environments, war zones, cities like Chicago, rapid change cities, right? Cities like Chicago, Detroit. These low hyper vigilance, opportunism, and rapid adaptability. Outcome, fast decisions, less introspection. All right. You must understand that a lot of people are doing the shit that they do because where they live. When you go to the hood, you're gonna see hood shit. When you go to the suburbs, you're gonna see suburb shit. It's how the matrix works. It's like GTA. When you play GTA, you go to Grove Street, guess what? They gang banging and killing over there. You go to the nice side of GTA, guess what? They shopping, walking around bougie, they talking with different accents. It's the same thing in life. Environment, codes, NPCs. Shit real, chat. Now, you can identify NPCs way before you meet them by just looking at people's social media. You can look at the things that people post and tell you dealing with social, you know, how to identify programming before you even meet them. Let's say you about to go out on a date and you want to know if the girl an NPC or not. You can go right to her Instagram and look at her Instagram and tell, okay, this bitch an NPC. Digital footprint scan, right? Social posts. Are they repetitive? Are they mean? Are they manual responses, gossip, outrage? Right? That's synthetic, right? Language patterns, lots of catchphrases, gossip, group speak, polarized talk. Are they talking like everybody on the fucking world? It's another sign of an NPC. You can literally see this shit. It's how you measure consciousness. Environment. If you can observe where they operate, workplace, corporate, high biography, conformity scripts, startup, creative spaces, adaptive, these are the ways that you can literally look and see who you're dealing with before you even deal with. Right? Man, I got so much information for the collective. Let's talk about a couple categories that NPCs might fall into. Right? Category one, the default believer. Program, authority equals truth. All right. They accept received narratives from school, news, tradition, spawned by traditional institutions, mainstream media, conservative communities. All right. Signs. They quote headlines, repeat, this is how it done, distrust questioning, right? Anybody who get mad when you question shit. You got the drama magnet, right? The one that seeks attention to siphon your energy. Program, they feed on emotional attention, creates and amplifies conflicts, spawn social feed, chaotic households, gossip circles. All right, signs, they are always in a crisis, exaggerates, pulls you into their story. That little cousin that run up, oh my God, I just got jumped, man. Oh, my boyfriend hit me, right? But then she's still with the nigga, right? The mirror NPC, the one that repeats, all right? They reflect, they reflect your unintegrated code back to you. Same loop, same patterns. Spawned by family, long-term partners, hometown social circles. Signs, you see your mistakes in them. You can predict their moves. Man, there's so many, right? 10 ways to identify NPCs. Here go 10 ways to identify them, right? Number one, scripted conversation. They repeat the catchphrases, trends, and what they just heard on news, social media, or TV. If it sounds like you know what they about to say, you're probably talking to the program. Number two, low self-awareness. They don't question their own thoughts or actions. Everything is just how it is. This is how the world works. Number three, triggered by difference. When you break the norm, they react emotionally. Meaning, when you come around on some different shit, they like, yo, you weird as fuck, bro. Why you, what you mean? You know, you can't be yourself. You can't be different. You gotta fit in. You know, you go tell your grandma right now, you ain't a Christian no more. Grandma gonna cuss your ass out. You gotta get the fuck out my house, stupid motherfucker. You's a stupid motherfucker. Get out my house. We don't believe in that shit here. You keep talking about the fucking Matrix type shit. All right. Number four, predictable routines. Everything about them is clockwork, jobs, opinions, habits, little spontaneous change. Souls, we'll switch it up on your ass. We might have been going to the gym every day at 9 o'clock. This week, we going at 10, bitch. You know what I'm saying? At night, right? NPCs are very predictable. You know, one of the things that I love about my partner the most is that they're unpredictable. Sometimes they surprise me and I never see it coming. You know? Is your partner predictable? Do you know what they're gonna do every fucking day? Might be a NPC. Number 5, energy feels flat. When you are around them, you might feel drained or uninspired. NPCs don't usually generate their own energy, they amplify or siphon yours. Number 6, dependent on external authority. This is a big one. They need permission before making decisions. You could tell a motherfucker some shit, right? And because it came from you, they don't believe it. But if a pastor say the same shit that you just said, then it's truth. Number 7, emotionally reactive. They run on triggers. No pause, no self-reflection. They just react, react, react. People who react to every little thing. Chat, we have to get into the flow of controlling our reactions. Long story short, man, you got to understand what's going on, right? Just because somebody's in your family don't mean they not an NPC. All right? Shout out to everybody chat. If you feel like you know some NPCs, right? If you feel like, oh, excuse me, if you feel like you know some NPCs, drop a 111 in the chat, man. If you feel like you can identify them more better, drop a 111 in the chat. If you feel powered up from this live, drop that 111 in the chat, man. Let's get into these 10 rules to navigating this matrix, yo. And then we out of here, chat. We done been up here for 2 hours. Let's tap in. Now, these 10 rules to navigating this reality, they will help you see this reality the right way. Let's talk about it. 10 rules to navigating the matrix as consciousness. All right, rule number 1. Everything is the matrix. Every thought, every action, and experience is a part of a coded system. Understanding this is the first layer of awareness. There is nothing random going on in your life. Chosen one, every person in your world, right? Because motherfuckers be in your world. You gotta think. If you meet somebody and now y'all linking all the time, they just became a part of your world. They wasn't in your world before, right? So anybody who's in your world is supposed to be there. It's not random. It is not a random meeting. You got to understand the difference between when God sent, right? When people are God sent, meaning when people are in your life as a blessing versus when people are in your life as a lesson. It's either one or the two. They either in your life as a blessing or a lesson. You got to decipher who is that. There ain't nothing random going on in life. Everything is a part of a coded system. We'll talk about this later. Number 2, energy is the currency. You got to understand that, chosen. Energy is the currency. Your attention, your focus, your emotion, your action, it is all energy. The matrix pulls from your energy, so protect it like it's your most valuable resource. Guys, you got to understand that your life, right? Your life is literally all connected. Your money is all connected through your energy. You gotta understand this money shit is connected, bro. Everything. Every time you get in an argument, that shit is affecting your money. Let's talk about that. What is money, right? First off, you gotta understand money is energy. How do we make it make sense? Money is energy, chat. Now, pay attention to this because this is gonna give you the real flow. This is gonna make you understand how to get this shit. Money is energy, right? A lot of y'all don't understand that this shit is energetic. A lot of y'all think that you gotta chase this. A lot of y'all think you gotta hustle. No, money is energy. It's the physical manifestation of energy. How do we know that money's energy? Think about this. You go to work, you do a job. That job turns into money. When you're doing the job, what are you doing? You're putting out energy. You're using your action, you're putting out energy. That energy that you use to do the job turns into what? Money. So basically, this is alchemy. Making money is alchemy. When you turn your actions into money, you just did alchemy. So you gotta understand, energy is fucking money. Money is energy. So if energy is money and money is energy, that means that shit is all around you at all times, right? You gotta know the formula to make money. How do you alchemize your energy into money? When you go to work, that's a form of alchemy. You're just doing. Now let's talk about the job, right? Let's talk about the job. I'm gonna make it make sense. How do you make money in the matrix? Intention and action. Your intention and your action is what makes this. Not your job don't pay you. Your intention and action does. What does your job do? It makes sure that you can what? Survive. Your job is a survival loop. It keeps you surviving. Now, if you want to thrive in life, if you want to live, if you want to be free, you want to get money and you want to be able to have nice shit and you don't want to have to give all your time to a job, you need to start trying to thrive and not survive, right? Now, the job is not really paying you. The job is just keeping you in survival loop. Because what you got to understand is everything is you. Your whole life is you. You're generating reality. The observer effect tells us this. Quantum physics tells us we are creating reality as we go. Now, let's think about this. Jay, you're tripping. My job do pay me. I just got a paycheck last week. No, bro. Your intention and action is paying you. How? Think about this. Why do you work a job? Right? Now, a lot of NPCs, y'all get a lot of NPCs that get real sensitive when we start talking about 9 to 5s and shit. A lot of y'all believe in that shit so much that I'm pissing you off right now saying that the job really don't pay you because you believe in that shit. You believe in a job, right? You don't think that there's no other way in life that you can figure this shit out without a job. That's why some of y'all leaving and stepping out right now because y'all believe in the job, right? But why? Because you were programmed by NPCs. We just talked about this shit. You were literally programmed to think that you have to work to survive. That is why you work. If you came from a family, if you were born into the cartel, guess what? You sell drugs. You wouldn't be out here thinking that you had to work. You would think that I can sell drugs to make money. If you were born into a family of the Rockefellers, right? You wouldn't be thinking about a job. You would be thinking about opening up a monopoly to control some shit to make money, opening up a business, right? You come from workers, so you have been programmed to be a fucking worker. That's why you got a job. Now, let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this. Your job don't pay you, bro. Your job just keeping you in survival mode. What pays you? Intention and action. Now, you needed money. You say, yo, I need money. How I'm gonna get it? First thing popped up in your mind is your dad. Nigga, you need a job. He's been telling you that your whole life. You need to work, nigga. Work. Job. Right? You've been saying that shit your whole fucking life. So the first thing that popped in your mind when you needed money was robbed. I need to go get a job. So what'd you do? You got on the internet and you start looking for a job with the intentions of making money. So your intention got you looking for a job. Boom. You say, I need money because I need a job. I need a job because I need money. That is the intention. You're looking for a job because what? You need to make money. What's your actions? You filled out the application, went to you went to the interview, did the drug test, went to the whatever the fuck else they do at work, and now you got the job. Right? Now you got the job. You only got that job because of your intention and action. Right? You looked for a job because you needed money and you did what you had to do to get a job. Now, every day you go into your job, why are you going there to what? Get paid. So every day you get up and go to the 9 to 5, you go with the intentions of making money. That is your intent. That is your purpose for going there because you want to get paid. And then what do when you get there? You do the job, which is what? Action. And then you get paid. So your intention and action got you the job, and every day you use your intention and action to get paid. When you realize that there are millionaires and billionaires using the same intention and action that you're using at a 9 to 5, making 30, 40,000 a year, making hundreds of thousands every year off the same intention and action that you're using at a job, guys, listen, intention and action is the formula, is the formula, is the formula to making alchemizing money in this reality. Clock into yourself, bro. Literally. The only reason you working is because you chose it. You could work for yourself. You could wake up and say, yo, I'm about to drive around my neighborhood with with my lawnmower and knock on everybody's door until I make $1,000 a day. And guess what? The same way you go to work and clock in and you do that every day during the summer, you're gonna have a good ass summer. You're gonna be up 10, 15,000 by the end of the summer, just cutting grass for yourself. No flyers, no internet, just simply you going and looking in you in your car, driving around with the intention, I'm trying to cut grass for money. You're gonna see yards, you're gonna get out your truck, you're gonna knock on the door. Hey, I'm doing a promotion where I'm trying to get my business started. I'm cutting everybody grass for $50 today. I'm cutting yards for $50, $50 a yard. I'm trying to do 10 of them. You can make $500 in 4 hours doing $50 yards. Way more money than you will ever make working 10 hours at your job. Some of y'all work 10 hours and only make $200 at the fucking job. Do you see how your intention and action is paying you? It's not you in the matrix game. All you gotta do is set the intention and take the action. You're gonna get paid. Clock into your fucking self. See, the job really fucked up because the job has given you the formula to go out here and become a millionaire by clocking into yourself every day at the same time. And once you do this for a while, guess what happens? You glitch reality. Nigga, why are you working for somebody in 2026 when you got intention and action? When you realize it's niggas like me making hundreds of thousands every year with my intention and action, the same intention and action that you using to work a fucking job, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm tweaking. Energy is the currency, guys. You must understand that this life is energetic, right? You must protect your energy. There's a lot of people in your life right now who want to siphon your energy. You need to start understanding every time you get in an argument with your girl, you just fucked your money up. It's all connected. It's all connected. Every time me and my girl get into it, I lose. You got to understand, it's all connected. Every time you get in an argument with your boyfriend, you fucking your money up. It's all connected. You need energy to make things happen in the physical. This is why you must protect your energy. You need energy to manifest things from the spirit into the physical. You need energy to alchemize. All right. That's why you gotta protect your energy. That's why you sitting around, you've been fucked up for the last 3 years, because you've been in a toxic ass relationship. Nigga just draining the shit out you. You can't get out here and do nothing. That's why you fucked up. You ain't protecting your energy. Number 3, observe, don't react. A soul must watch the simulation without fully reacting to every loop or trigger. This is how you gain control over your reality. Chat, you must learn. There are people, guys, the name of the game is energy. When you understand that this life is energetic, there are people in your life who wish to get an emotional or energetic reaction out of you. They're siphoning you. You ever seen somebody who get charged up when you get pissed off? Or when they do something and you react, they start smiling and shit? The one who understands the name of this game, energy siphoning, energy harvesting, energy conservation, energy manipulation, and energy protection, is the winner. Everything is at your energy. Everything you see on TV is trying to fight you, is fucking with your energy. Everything that you see is fucking with your energy. You got to realize when you react to people, they siphon your energy. Now, when you go out here and try to manifest, it's not going to go the way that you wanted it. You got to understand that. You also got to understand, if you don't react, you just siphon their energy. All the energy that they put into making you react, when you don't react, you just siphon them. Now, you're going to go out here and make more money. You got to start playing this game for what it is, chat. It's all energetic. That's all. It's all connected. If your finances is fucked up, it's probably because you in a fucked up relationship. Or you got fucked up people around you borrowing and draining the shit out you. Everybody that went out here and made some M's, they locked in. They cut everything off. If it wasn't bringing to them, if it wasn't producing or boosting, they cut that shit off. Cut the energy off. Cut these people off. Stop reacting. Go out here and go make you some M's with your intention and action. It's easy. Go do it. Number 4, frequency dictates reality. Everything has a vibration. Love, fear, abundance, scarcity. Align your energy to what you are trying to manifest. The matrix responds to resonance. Guys, if you want love, you must become love. If you want abundance, you must become abundance. Put yourself in these places to attract the things that you want. Number 5, see through the layers. The matrix is multi-layered. Learn to decode illusions, hidden codes, and agendas. Nothing is as it seems. Learn to see with your third eye, man. A lot of people just gonna think I'm just some random hood nigga up here talking about the matrix. But if you can understand, if you can see, then you understand that this live in me is much more than what meets the eye. Number 6, master the observer effect. This is a major one. Your awareness changes outcomes. The more conscious you are of your environment, timelines, and players, the more you can influence reality. Guys, your awareness is everything. A lot of times we be out here unaware, just moving around. And this is how we fall into fucked up loops. When you have awareness, you can change reality. If I'm trying to hurt you, if you don't have awareness of it, you're an easy kill, a sitting duck. Thank you so much. Excuse me, Professor, with an observational lens, cutting off energetic fields will also cabin to higher planes. Yes. MF Core, thank you so much for that $20 super chat. Yes, you are correct. You are one of my favorite subscribers on YouTube too. And yes, when you protect your energy, it does give you access to higher fields of energy. All right. But guys, really though, you gotta master the observer effect. Once you have awareness, you can change outcomes. Number 7, recognize NPCs. We just talked about this. Yo, 111's in the chat. How many of you feel like you can see NPCs now? You can identify them. 111 in the chat. For sure, for sure. Recognize them, man. All right. He said, I like how you highlight intentions and actions. Right. You got to use that. It's people out here using the same intention and action that you're using at a job. 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds making 100,000 every month, 100,000 every year, 200,000, 300, 500, a million. Come on, bro. What are you doing? This is alchemy. This is a game. This is energy. It's not, you don't have to live this bullshit physical life that you were programmed to think. This is a magical place you live in. Earth is magical. I promise you. Number 8, real important. We talked about it. Protect your energy. Avoid. Learn how to avoid energy drains, manipulative influences, and low frequency distractions. It's okay to avoid people, chat. You don't gotta answer the phone every time your worrisome ass homeboy or homegirl call. You don't gotta answer the phone every time your family member call. If people fuck with your energy, it's okay to say, you know what? I don't want to talk to them. I'm avoiding it. You don't gotta walk down the block and cut through the block where all the gang members hang at just to prove you ain't a pussy. Fuck it. Fuck it. Who cares if a motherfucker think you a pussy? Walk around them niggas. Go the long way. It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta protect your energy, gang. This is how this shit go. You gotta learn how to avoid shit. A wise man knows how to pick and choose their battles. Learn to avoid. It's okay to avoid niggas. Ain't nobody never told you that. I bet you ain't never heard that. I'm telling you for the first time. It's okay to avoid shit, my nigga. It's all right to not answer the phone. It's all right to see the gang calling and knowing I ain't gonna pick this one up. Avoid it. Real shit. Number 9, timing is everything, right? Portals, loops, and cosmic alignments exist. Knowing when to act, shift, or manifest is crucial. Guys, you must know how to use your time. When ideas come to you, stop procrastinating. A lot of you are sitting there with downloads that only you have, that the collective needs, but you refuse to get your ass on the phone and drop videos talking. We need them downloads, my nigga. What are you doing? You gonna wait until somebody else on the internet saying the shit that was only for you. Stop procrastinating, man. Get your ass up and talk. Do your job. What are you doing? Fuck are you waiting on? You know all this information, you getting all these downloads, but yet you're refusing. You're saying, yo, I need to wait until I get a new phone. Man, get your ass on this internet and and handle business. Change your life. I never thought that I would take this teaching shit this far when I got on the internet. I didn't even thought I was gonna be a teacher. I just got on the internet to hope that I won't crazy. I just wanted to know that other motherfuckers was experiencing what I was experiencing to know I won't lose in my mind. I literally got on the internet as a cry for help. Anybody going through the timeline shifts, anybody, people turning their back, anybody being targeted, tracked, gang stalked, it was a cry for help. Now, me deciding to do that, going with those downloads has changed my life tremendously. I don't want for nothing. This is what I do for a living. This is who I am. So, guys, timing is everything. I didn't wait. I got on the internet with a cricket phone. If you go to my old first page ever and look at my very first video, the graphics on that motherfucker were fucked up. Slow as hell, but fuck it. Timing is everything. Procrastination is only destroying what could be your future. Next time you get an idea or something tells you to do something, just go with it. I could have easily said, nah, I'm gonna wait till I get an iPhone. I ain't gonna drop these videos. I wouldn't be sitting in front of you today. Number 10, codes and frequencies are tools. The matrix operates in numbers, symbols, and vibrations. Learn to speak the universal language. It is the key to manifesting, controlling, and thriving. Guys, you gotta get my book. You gotta learn how to use the numbers, man. Everything is numbers. Everything. How old are you? How tall are you? When's your birthday? What's today's date? What time is it? Money, address, longitude, latitude. How do I get in contact with you? I call your number. Somebody been watching me for 200 days. Yaya Rose, salute. You've been in my fan club for 200 days, man. Respect. Shout out to Yaya Rose. That's amazing. You've been locked in for 200 days, man. That's love, bro. Real shit. 200 days? That's almost a year. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking close to a year. And guys, it's been a ride. If you've been here that long, you've known we got our pages banned. We've been banned 5 times. Second YouTube page. Man, shout out to everybody that's been holding it down with me on this journey. We just hit 100K followers today for the fourth time on YouTube. I mean, on TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. We had 100K again for the fourth time. It is what it is, man. Hopefully, they haven't banned me this time. So I think I'm good, right? But we just hit 100K followers again for the fourth fucking time on TikTok. So shout out to TikTok. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all did not let them cancel me. Shout out to YouTube. We're growing crazy on YouTube. We're almost at 40K subs. I think we are like 34, 33, something like that. Shout out to YouTube. Yo, let's go. Chat, you got to know how to use the numbers, man. Let's talk about it. So, yo, listen, if you don't got my viral books, man, you need to get my books, man. These books are going to change your life. And I'm going to show you why. Now, guys, this book right here is only $50. This book is called Decoding the Matrix. All right. Now, this book is going to show you how to use the codes of this reality to manifest everything that you want to manifest. Now, before I even tell you how you get the book, I don't want you to just take my word. Anybody who has this book in here, drop a 111. If this book works for you, drop a 111. All right. But I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want to prove to you that these codes work. I want to prove to you that these codes work. I do see a lot of y'all putting up 111s, right? I want to show you that these codes actually work in real time, right? Somebody said the books are awesome. Help me start my journey. Guys, anybody who hold on one second. Let's get this right. Let's get this right for a second. Anybody who is dealing with pain right now, drop a one in the chat. We're gonna activate this pain code. All right, drop a one in the chat. We're gonna activate a pain code that is going to help you relieve your pain right now. So you can see that this is the real sauce. It's not a game. All right, let's activate this pain code. Give me 1 second, YouTube. I'm about to get this. I'm about to get this picture out here for y'all. All right, let's see. Let's get this picture out here for my YouTube people. All right, boom. So let's activate this pain code. I'm about to prove to you that this is the real sauce and it's not a game. All right. So anybody who's in pain, drop that one. This is how we do it. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to focus on your pain. Yo, we almost at 200K likes for the live. Shout out to TikTok. 200K likes is insane for a live, right? So let's tap in, right? Pain code. All right. If you're in pain right now, close your eyes and focus on your pain. Now, I'm going to count to three. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to say the mantra, which is universe, give us more power to manifest using this code. After I say that, I'm going to say pain code. Then we're going to say this code 23 31 443. We're going to say this code until the pain leaves your body. Once the pain is gone, I want you to write no pain. All right. So, chat, let's type it in. Let's tap in. Let's do it. All right. We're going to do this for a minute or two. All right, let's try it. 1 2 3. Universe, give us more power to manifest using this code. Pain code 23 31 443. 23 31 443. Right now, you should be saying this number with me, chat. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. Let's do it for another minute, chat. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. Chat, if this code has taken the pain away from your body, go ahead and write no pain in the chat. We cannot make this up, guys. You just took your pain away using the universal codes of this reality. This reality is literally, somebody said, give us the money code. Do anybody ever give you anything for free to make money? I just gave you hella money codes when I told you that your intention was action. If you want the money code, purchase the book. You just took pain out your body. If you got $50 and you don't purchase this book, you don't want to win. You sending a signal to life saying, yeah, this nigga just took pain out my body using the code, but fuck that. $50 is more important than me winning. I don't give you shit. Listen, I ain't giving you shit for free. Didn't I just tell you intention and action? If you want the money codes, get the book, right? I'm telling you, when you spend, all it takes is one of these to get a book that is going to turn you all the fuck up. If you really want money, get this book. All right. So, guys, let's talk about it. How do you get this book? Now, there's two ways that you can get this book. All right. You can do it. You can get it from me right now on my live for $50. If you do the $50 deal, you're going to get all four of my books right now, right? Let's talk about it. Now, when you purchase this book, you're going to receive this book. Not only are you going to receive this book, you're going to also receive this book right here as well. This is called Accessing the Akashic Records. This book right here is going to teach you how to tap into the Akash. All right, what is the Akash? This is the file cabinets of reality. All information that has ever been and ever will be exists in these file cabinets. Not only are you going to receive that book, you're going to receive this book right here as well. This is called Unlocking Your Power with Nature. This book is going to teach you how to unlock your crystalline light body, how to activate your spiritual gifts. It is going to show you how to ground yourself, how to sun gaze, how to use the ocean and moon gaze to unlock your spiritual abilities. If you are someone who feels like you have powers, this book is going to take them to the next level. All you got to do is do this process for 6 months, 90 days to 6 months, and you will activate. All right. Last but not least, you're going to also receive this book right here. Now, this is a love spell book. Now, why did I make this book? My grandmother, she's full Cuban. First of all, she died. I found her love spells. I found her spell book in, Cuban people, they do shit like that, right? Santeria, all that types of shit. Why you think I wear this, right? But she passed away, and I found her spell book. Now, I put this out for y'all because as chosen ones, as people who are unlocked from the matrix, you go through a lot of attacks in love and intimacy. There's a lot of witches and warlocks out here sending attacks to you in love and intimacy. This will level up the playing ground for you and make it fair. All right. All I ask is that you use my grandmother's spells responsibly. Don't be out here just doing that shit just to do it because you want your ex back. All right. People have free will, right? If you know you fucked up, let them go. If you know you don't got the right intention, let them go. All right. Use this to protect yourself. That's all I ask. Now, How do you get my books? If you would like to receive my books right now, if you would like to receive my books right now, this is how you can do it, right? Now, you can click the link in the bio if you want to use debit card, but you will not get all the books for $50. If you use the link in the bio, you have to buy the books separately. All right. I don't do the deal with the online, but you can go purchase this book for only $40 by itself with the link in the bio. All right. Now, if you want to get these books right now on this live for $50, all four of them, this is how it works. If you live outside of the United States, you can use PayPal. You can make the payment through PayPal or Revolut. Meaning, if you live in the UK, Netherlands, anywhere in Europe, Australia, Canada, Africa, Asia, you can use PayPal or Revolut. If you live in the United States, you can use PayPal, Revolut, Apple Pay, Chime, Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle. You must be $50 ready right now. Guys, I do not leave until everybody receives their books. If you want to get these books, these are ebooks. I'm sending them to your email right now. Now, how this works, if you are $50 ready right now and you want to purchase these books, drop a 1 in the chat. I'm gonna give you the payment information. You send it, you screenshot it. I send you the books. You confirm that you received it. So if you're $50 ready now, drop a 1 in the chat. Jay Lane, DM me your payment method, bro. Bratz Dolly, DM me your payment method. Cheryl Powers, DM me your payment method. April Lee, DM me your payment method. Uh, Ricoya, DM me your payment method. Marlon McMullough, DM me your payment method, guys. Only if you're $50 ready right now. Other than that, do not get in my DMs. Only if you're ready to make the payment now so you can get the books. Guys, anybody else on YouTube that want to get these books, come over there to TikTok, man. Come to TikTok right now. I need my phone. I'm about to tap in. Other than that, YouTube, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. But if you do want to get these books, YouTube, come to my TikTok. You'll see me live. I'm going to be on live giving these people these books right now. I'm out of here. All right, chat. Let's do